McKay is so.
I went and saw Step Brothers with Jordan and everybody. I remember going in hammered drunk, Mom. And all our friends were there, like Nick Van Komen and everybody. I'm sure they all were like, this dude's going down.
I also just rewatched The Big Short.
I love that show so much.
Yeah.
One of my favorite
he was
comedies.
head writer for SNL, and so anyway, he's just his pedigree is phenomenal, but he's a genius when it comes to improv and just hilarious.
Will Ferrell, is that what you're talking
Is he good at drama though?
Yeah,
Is he good at drama?
I think
he's got no word.
But he, the set was always
For when he played that,
and it was just
As We See It.
But he would
That
say,
episode I showed you.
the studio pays X amount of dollars, a lot, for the script, and they want that script shot.
Right.
So you have to get the lines as written. So he would do it. We do the scene as written. He'd come in and give notes. Do it faster, be happy, or whatever the notes were.
No, get there.
Then you do it twice. Do it again with notes.
New notes.
Yep. And then he would say,
new notes. By notes, you're just talking about direction.
Yeah, direction.
Or alternate lines.
No alternate lines. As scripted with notes, meaning his thoughts, direction.
Gotcha. So there's three versions.
Talking about
of
Adam
the script.
McKay, is that what they're talking about?
Well, there's one script,
I'm saying you do this. You do 3 takes.
2 takes.
Okay.
So the first take, just as written.
Right.
Your interpretation, go. Boom, I say it. He comes in, great. Do it, but pick up the glass and put it down, or walk out when you say the line, or you get direction from the director.
Yeah.
Boom, that's 2 takes. Then he's like, improvise.
Right.
Then he's like, now have fun. You got any thoughts? You got anything you want to do? Then we do like 5 takes, where it's just, if you find a thread, he keeps pulling on it. He gives you ideas. You start, the other actors and comedians are throwing it. So it's this thing where it's very structured for the first 2 takes, and then the next 6 takes are just anything else, in a way. You still got to keep it in the lane. You can't go off on these weird tangents, otherwise you'll just end up on the cutting room floor. But
cutting room floor is basically and stuff is now all digital. It used to be film. They would literally cut it and fix things together.
And the film would drop on the floor.
So when you cut stuff and throw it away, think of like a barber, somebody cutting your hair or whatever.
That's a great metaphor. So the way McKay did that whole movie, you could make a second Step Brothers with just all the stuff that was cut.
They did that with Anchorman, didn't they?
I think they tried to do a version of that. Yes,
I think I saw
but
it.
that's also a McKay film where you could do that. Like he shoots so much great stuff that doesn't get used. You could probably make a second film.
Same with this. That podcast episodes, when we're done, they're usually around 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So we have all this other footage.
Yeah.
I generally take out when the guest is talking, but they can see how
I
big
generally
I
take
am.
out the guest and stuff.
That would actually be such a funny podcast thing.
That would be so
records people don't know, 50 episodes or something, and
Cut
you
the
just
guests out.
manipulate what the guest is saying, and it's just mostly me talking, and then
And it's a lot of them agreeing with you and dying laughing. I think you just came up with a new formula.
yeah.
We need to think about this.
Okay.
What was that?
We need to think about this.
I asked Damon Jr. about
Oh yeah, you had Damon Wayans Jr.
setting, because obviously Will Ferrell's a king, and see how funny he was. And Damon said that also clip this so I could send it to him. I don't think this is it's not my business to share his point of view, but I don't imagine he would care. But he said the funniest person on set by far was Adam McKay, and just non-stop, all the alts and how quick he was, just a machine. And obviously he's so funny, and I know that from I've heard things from him at Second City. It was Second City, right? It wasn't. I never saw anything from him, but he was just a powerhouse.
Picture?
And it's funny when you have somebody who's so good at bits and loves performing, to get most of his notoriety and success from being behind the camera.
Yeah.
And like people might not know how funny he
And
is.
he sits. I was very fortunate to work with him on a couple of projects, and he sits back in Video Village.
That's what he looks
Video
like?
Village for those. It's where the director and producers often sit and watch on monitors what's happening on set.
Because a lot of monitors, there's a lot of times multiple
Monitors,
cameras.
It's gotta be funny,
you
though.
got multiple cameras
And
shooting.
monitors are just like
So
straight.
with A camera, B camera, C camera, you can kind of get. The director has a way, and in his mind, he or she is already editing.
We'll put up a picture of Video Village right here.
But he sits back in Video Village.
Oh, he played Sam Raimi,
instead of the kitchen or
Rick
whatever,
did.
just off camera here, and he'll be watching. But
In a
he yells
futile,
out these hilarious
Stupid and futile
ideas.
gesture or whatever.
And when you're all sitting here, you're like, oh my god, that's awesome. We gotta say that.
You know
or,
Sam
that's
Raimi?
genius. Or God, yes, I want to do it.
The dude from Ghostbusters.
Because he feeds you with just great, even if it's just a premise. Even it's not even.
I think that's good.
What what if you came in with no shirt on? What would that? What if you came in? That's just hypothetical. But what if when you get done saying that line, maybe take a drink. Maybe help yourself with some liquor.
It's just when directors direct you to play, as opposed to which you need all tons of different directions. But when the direction is play, it's so fun.
He's truly So his sex were always good, but Step Brothers, for whatever reason, everybody was just kind of I never saw anything other than pure joy on set.
They're having a thing inside.
I brought Michael Keaton, and as a red herring, I gave Beetlejuice, but we were talking about addiction, and he did that opioid show. But also, I was talking with David Jr. about Keaton and the other guys, and
oh my god!
Also,
he's so funny in the other guys.
I haven't seen it. It's one of the.
That's one of my favorite comedies.
It's one of my favorite comedies.
Oh, hey.
And Keaton is so specific and good and funny and dramatic.
Yeah.
And Damon was telling me certain things about how he would show up to set and like the first take was a certain way.
He would just do quotes of
But
Teal.
I'm telling somebody else's point of view. If you even remember or something talking about it, could you tell me a little bit? Because he's like, I feel like people like he was a comedian first.
Yeah.
I feel like people might not know that.
People forget. Like if you haven't seen Night Shift, go back and see Night Shift.
Night Shift.
He was electric in Night Shift.
He's incredible.
You seen
Which
that?
was one of Ron Howard's first movies, and Henry
really
Winkler.
don't know. Ron Howard,
Ron
Andy
Howard.
Griffith's son,
Okay,
and
Night Shift.
Henry Winkler in Happy Days,
Happy Days.
which was a show in the 70s that took place in the